recording.
All right. Hey, guys, it's Wednesday, December the 14th, 2022. We're winding down this year. It's been an incredible year for all of us. I'm sure it's, COVID or no COVID, interest rates going up or going down, doesn't matter. EXP is we're always rolling. I say this is a stone that can never be stopped from rolling. We've got an exciting big win Wednesday here tonight. Let me just introduce myself very quickly. My name's Tony Hughes. I am a realtor up here in Idaho. I'm also licensed in Arizona. I moved to Idaho about a year and a half ago after I ended up in a divorce and reconnected, of all things, with my high school sweetheart. 42 years later, we got married, and this is where two of her daughters live. And so we are here now, freezing our ever-living butts off in this 18-degree weather. But I've been with EXP now for about 3.5 years. Scott Lewis and Rob Flick pulled me away from Keller Williams, took me to a golf course, wined and dined me. I still have Rob Flick's original 2-page scratch paper right here that he put on All Pro carpet cleaning. And this was literally the model that he drew out for me in his chicken scratch. I told Rob, I need to get you to sign those because it'll probably be worth something someday. But anyway, they showed me the model, and I walked away from a very substantial salary at Keller Williams as a team leader and have never looked back. Best business decision of my whole life. I love being an entrepreneur, hated working for the man at Keller Williams. I hadn't done that for like 20 years because I'd been an entrepreneur before that. So let me just go ahead and get this show going, guys. We have 3 sessions every Wednesday. And I know the first season 1 last year when we kicked this off, everybody kind of like, oh my God, I got to be on the Zoom for 3 hours. And, it was kind of miscommunicated maybe just a little bit. But this year, we're really trying to make the strong point that we have 3 sessions and people can attend 1, 2, or all 3. If they feel like they just need an extra little battery boost or what have you. And session number 1, which starts now, features one of our top producing agents in the entire world here at eXp Realty, really at any brokerage. When we call someone an icon, that means they are one of the elite producers of eXp. And so session number 1 is just learning from these elite agents. How did they get to where they are? How do they sustain themselves? What's their story? What are their secret, their secret sauce, if they have any? And they really just open up and share. So it's a phenomenal opportunity for all of us to grab hold of that life vest, and participate in a way in our own rescue, especially with this changing market. The second session is just a little overview of eXp Realty for those that are interested and want to know a little bit more about the fastest growing real estate company in the world. And that's not just some puffery statement. That is a fact. And that's been documented over the last several years. So the second session, which will follow immediately after this session, we'll take a little break. That will all just be about eXp, a little bit of an overview. Then we'll take another little break after that, and we will go into the second biggest income opportunity at eXp, called revenue sharing. And that's just kind of an unplugged answer questions. Here's how it works. Here's why, here's how many people are making so much money and why they're making so much money. And so it really is an opportunity for all of us to really sharpen our axe, right? So just get that education, get that extra little battery boost, and get ready to just explode into 2023. And talk about explosion. We have an amazing 3-time icon. That means three different times she's achieved this elite level. Lisa Flores from Corpus Christi, and I know she was just in a builder walkthrough. Her hubby has joined her in the business. She was a school teacher, was working, real estate part-time, and then ended up going, what the heck am I doing? I'm at eXp. I should just go crazy with it. And her husband joined her, and now they're both full-time and just crushing it down there in Southern Texas. Corpus Christi, by the way, Lisa, is a place that I'll never forget, because I actually had the opportunity to save 2 people's lives out in the ocean. They got caught in a riptide, and I swam out there and grabbed the daughter and brought her in. And then the lifeguard finally got out there and helped me get the dad. But that city will always ring that bell in my head for sure. But we are super excited to hear from you. We know you're on the road, or at least in your car. And that's the great thing about technology, especially with EXP. You can be just about anywhere in the world, long as you've got data or Wi-Fi and you can work your business. So without further ado, almost four-time icon, Miss Lisa Flores from Corpus Christi, Texas. Take it away, Christy. Or Lisa. My brain just crashed on me there. Go for it,
okay.
Lisa.
Hey,
I just
how's
had a
everyone?
colonoscopy today, by the way, Lisa, and I had some anesthesia, so I'm still a little loopy.
Still wearing off. Well, hello to everybody. Welcome, y'all. Hope everyone is having a great day. It's we got a cold front this morning, so I'm in a turtleneck in the high 70s right now in Texas. Yeah. Can you hear me?
You sure can. You're coming through loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure. Just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of my story. Like Tony was saying, I was a full-time school teacher. After my first year teaching, I was like, I can't do this the rest of my life. So I got my real estate license, and I had two kids at the time. When, Monday through Thursday, 6 to 9, 4 days a week, got my license in 2 months. And my first year in real estate, I sold one house, but I loved it. I remember enjoying every part of it. I'm like, I can do this. I can make it work. I'm going to keep doing it. At that time, my goal was to, build up my business and leave teaching within 3 years, because at that time I was afraid to leave $2,500 a month salary. That was holding me there. And then I discovered EXP. I sat on it for about a year. I just kept thinking about it and thinking about it. And my previous broker, I was at 100% commission, paying $137 a month. So I was keeping all my money. I was like, why am I going to leave? Why am I going to go for 80-20? But there was just something about it, and it just kept pulling me back. So I started following a lot of EXP agents and following the company. And I literally remember one day I just woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just like, I'm going to do it. I'm all in. Like, I know I'm holding myself back. I was selling about 25 homes part-time. So I was like, I'm just like, what can go wrong, right? It's like now or never. So I pulled the trigger, joined EXP. I barely missed Icon my first year, but this is my fourth year. 3-time Icon. We're about to hit our fourth Icon. It's been an amazing ride. It really has. In 2020, my husband, he's been in the oil field for 18 years. He was on and off working offshore, here 2 weeks, gone 2 weeks. So when he was here at home, he's living it up, fishing, having the grand time. And I'm here working, busting butt with 4 kids. So I told him, you need to get your license. You could help me. Well, sure enough, he got licensed, and COVID hit. He got laid off, and he had just got his license. So I'm like, let's go. This is our time. So he joined me in 2020, February 2020, and we've been crushing it down here in South Texas ever since. He sold 35 homes his first year, and we've been really just capitalizing on social media. We have an organization right now, about 26 agents down here in Corpus, and we strive, when we tell them constantly, social media is free, use it. Don't be a secret agent. You got to know your stuff. You got to be showing up every day. People got to see you working. I don't care if you're just like popping in a model home, showing property, showing something significant or unique about the property, but just constantly showing that you're in it. So when people think about real estate, they're thinking of you. You got to stay top of mind. They got to see you working, and that way they can go to you because they know you're the expert. They see you. They know what you're doing. They see, your journey. So I think it's super important that we use social media. I know a lot of agents don't use it for whatever reason. I'm trying to get better at it myself because obviously with technology, it's constantly growing, the algorithms, things like that. But I think if you're consistent, you keep showing up, people eventually start following you, and you'll get that attention you deserve.
Lisa, what's your favorite, or do you have a favorite social media platform? Where do you find your most traction?
Yeah, so we really capitalize on Facebook. We don't do any ads or anything, but my husband is here with me as well, and he's very good at social media. He gets a lot of leads through social media. He just has that attraction and the engagement. And I get so mad because sometimes I'll post something, I'm like 10 comments, and then he'll post something, it's like 200 comments, and like, I guess it's just a guy thing, but here he's Jason.
Hi guys, how y'all doing?
Well, he's a
So
handsome fella.
Thank you.
but yeah, we definitely try to capitalize and use social media to our advantage. I think that's a big proponent in our business. It's a big part of our lives. Corpus isn't that big, so we go places and people are like, oh, hey, we see you. Like, they know our whole life story. They know our kids. It was so funny. I was at Hobby Lobby buying some Christmas ornaments, and some lady stopped me, and she's like, "You're Lisa." And she knew my kids. She knew everything about my girls. So it's so funny.
It's not to get too off topic, but as I was sharing with you in the very beginning, I got remarried after a very long marriage, and my first wife was really not into makeup or anything like that. And my wife now is like, she can't get enough of it. And so literally, I didn't even know any of these people existed on YouTube, these beauty influencers. Now I know them all by first name because she puts that laptop right on the bathroom counter and listens to all their stuff. And I walk in and go, "Hi, Lisa," like I know Lisa, or whatever. But it really does make a difference, and you really can, like you said, consistency, you really can develop a very large tribe.
Yeah, and I think what really helped us too was, when the pandemic hit, we were still working. We were EXP, we were boasting about a virtual office. So we were constantly posting and showing up, doing virtual open houses, virtual showings, and we were sharing all that. And a lot of agents weren't working. So people were calling us because they knew we were working.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, like you said, even if it's just, showing a home or, doing an open house or something like that. I think Gary Keller wrote it in the Red Book, right? The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. You just have to get out there and be top of mind. Otherwise, you're competing against, as we all know, hundreds of thousands of other realtors. What encourages me, Lisa, when you first started off, and maybe you could talk to this a little bit, is you said that you sold one house your first year, and you were probably still teaching school, I would imagine, right? You were a full-time school
Yes.
teacher. And it's amazing. I've been around real estate agents now since 2015, but around entrepreneurs the better part of my adult life. And it's encouraging to me when I hear someone that was excited that they got that first deal and that you stayed with it in spite of the fact that you only sold one house. Talk to us about your mindset. What allowed you to continue on and continue and turn it into a big success that you and your husband have done?
Well, I knew I'm a spiritual person. I've always known I've made for greatness and a life of abundance. And I just found myself in a position where I was never going to enjoy the life that I know God wanted me to live where I was at. I was stuck. I was going to hit a plateau ceiling, and I was never going to create a life being there that I really truly felt I envisioned my whole life. As a little girl, and and I remember I would think about certain things, what kind of house I wanted, and I didn't want to have to worry about money because I saw my parents struggle with money. So I just knew that I had to make it work, and I wanted to make it work. I loved. I mean, who doesn't love to show houses and see houses and new construction? Like, I just loved everything about it. And I was like, I'm gonna make it work. Yes, I sold one house, but it's okay. I'm learning. I love the process. I loved working with people. And our niche has been new first time home buyers. So for me, it goes right along with my whole story of, humble beginnings, not having much. My parents never talked to me about real estate. They never talked to me about home ownership. Me and Jason have been together since high school. We're high school sweethearts, and we actually bought our first home at 23. So for us, that's what we really try to concentrate as first time home buyers, our younger generation, which we all know, they're the main people buying right now. So we're just really trying to be of value and make people aware that, it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to get started. It doesn't matter. I mean, the crazy thing too, going off subject, but I actually helped one of my students from my first year of teaching buy his house. So I thought that was super cool. But, it's just making that American dream a reality, that it's possible. It doesn't matter where you come from. If you have the right people in your corner to help you and guide you, we can make it work.
That's encouraging. What are your, besides Facebook or social media, with your niche of first-time home buyers, what are the top 2 or 3 things that you're doing to attract those new first-time home buyers? And is it Jason? Jason, is that?
Yes,
Jason, feel free to join in, man.
absolutely.
You make the team. There's 2 of you now, so.
So one thing that we do is we linked up with the one of the top lenders in the city, and we created what we call a first time home buyer seminar. And we have this every single month, every first Thursday of the month. We have this with her at her office, and once we do one, we start promoting the next one for the next month, and we start getting RSVPs, and that has been really, really good for us. So we're averaging just on based on that class, we're averaging about 12 extra closings per year, right?
Wow.
And that's just something that we do once a month. But we've been so consistent at it, and people already know, hey, when they ask us, hey, when's your next class? When's your next class? So that's one way that we're getting leads. Amongst other things, we do a lot of stuff for the community. We volunteer, and then we give every quarter. We try to do a customer appreciation event, whether it be like a movie event, rent a movie theater out and invite all of our past clients and their kids. Or like last month we did a pie giveaway, and that was a huge success because they gave us the opportunity to reconnect with some of our clients that we haven't talked to in several months. So they come and get the pie. Who doesn't like a fresh homemade pie, right? So this was Lisa's idea that she got from one of the groups that she's in, and we ran with it, and we made it a great event. We hired a DJ, and we hired a photo booth a person to come, and we blasted it, and we invited all of our past clients, and we gave away, what was it, 100 pies, right?
Wow.
And that was really cool, and we got a lot of great feedback.
Yeah.
So that's just giving you an idea of what we're doing. I think one summer, last year in the summer, we gave away watermelons.
For kicking
Right?
off summer, yeah.
And it was so ironic because we got the watermelon, and we put our sticker of our names on it, of our Jason and Lisa, the realtor, and it was funny. We actually got a lead from the watermelon. What had happened was the guy said, "Can I have 2 of them?" And so we gave the guy 2 of them. The one he gave away, the guy called us, and he wanted to buy a house.
Yeah.
Right. So it was great. Yeah, it was really fun. So you got to be creative, but I think the most important thing in this business is being consistent. And to prove that, just like you mentioned, Lisa sold one house her first year, but she was consistent with it, and she stuck with it, and she's become one of the top agents in the city. And I'm lucky to have her as my mentor. Come in, this is my 3rd year in real estate. I kind of I came in the right time, when interest rates were low, but I still put in the work, and those were all my organic leads that I got. 75% from Facebook, like Lisa mentioned, and it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun helping first time home buyers in particular. And one thing I would like to touch on was that we're relatable with a lot of these folks, right? We're sharing our story and our struggles with the average person, the average consumer, and they're like, wow, I'm going through that too. These people have gone through that, and it makes them want to do business with you. So I think relatability with another human being is super important, and being genuine too. If you're not genuine, you can kind of tell which agents are in it just for the money. And I think that's what sets us apart from the average, part-time agent that just does it for extra cash, is that we're genuine and we're creating relationships with our clients, long-term relationships. And, there's times when some of them, we become such good friends. We invite them to our house, to our functions and stuff like that. So that's important to creating that relationship.
I love it. You're giving me goosebumps, Jason. I've got cousins that spent time on oil rigs out out in the Gulf there. I'm from Texas. I actually grew up in Fort Worth, so I know the kind of work that you did, and it's damn hard work, and it's really, really dangerous work. And it's exciting for me to see someone like you that put all those years in the oil rigs, and now you're with your wife and your kids, and you're together and you're crushing it. You're probably not, it's not, roses and unicorns every day as a couple, because I work with my wife every day, but that synergy that you guys are creating is magical. So that's fantastic. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Lisa, I wanted to ask you a quick question. Sometimes we buy into news and it destroys our momentum, right? And that's going on right now with a lot of newer agents. They're seeing the interest rates going up. They're listening to all these, I call them crabs in a bucket. They're trying to pull them down and back into that bucket, and they're trying to get out, but they got all these crabby agents around. Oh my God, it's going to be horrible, and and all that. And I don't know how it works in Texas, but we're coming up to the first of the year. In a lot of states, real estate board dues are, they're due now, right? And we've got to pay our board dues and get our MLS dues. And a lot of agents right now are sitting on that fence. Do I want to spend that money on, this real estate business that's just kind of tanking right now in their mind? Or do I want to use that money for Christmas presents? Talk to maybe just if this whole group that's listening were just brand new agents, like you were when you started off as a school teacher. What's the mindset? What are some of the things that you can share that can help them get over that fear and the crazy news that people are saying out there that makes it seem like no one's ever going to buy or sell a house again? I'd love to hear your perspective on that.
It's super important that you surround yourself with people that are like-minded. For me personally, when I joined EXP, I was just plugging in, and I just started realizing the conversations around me, and I'm like, I've been doing this wrong. Like, I'm my own business owner. This is my business. I control what I make. I can do this. I can do that. Why can't I can do that too. So it was just so motivating and empowering that we try to create that same motivation and encouragement with our group of agents here. We meet every week. We have a Facebook group chat. And I tell them, you are what you read, what you listen to. You got to wake up early in the morning.
Yeah, we stay away from talking about, if someone asks me how the market is, the market's great. You're never going to hear me say, oh, it sucks. It sucks right now. What real estate agent would talk like that, right? So I tell ourselves, and we remind ourselves to never talk like that, because that turns off the consumer humongously. You start talking like that, they're not gonna want to buy. So we try to stay positive. And of course, one of the biggest things is you got to have the knowledge. There's lots of programs right now that lenders are proposing right now, the 2-to-1 buy down, 3-to-1 buy down. Now prices are coming down a little bit, so you're not paying over asking price. So we use those scenarios to explain to the consumer, say, look, just because you have a high interest rate now, that doesn't mean that you're not getting a good deal. And then, of course, we always hit them with it's better than renting thing. Interest rate on renting is 100%. I push that big time on social media. Stop making your landlord rich. That's something that I push on social media, and it opens the people's eyes, because it's simple math. If they're renting for $1,000 a month times 5 years, do the math, and that's how much money you've lost. And gain no equity. So we kind of educate them on that, on that part. And I think it's real important to stay positive, even in a down market, because there's always opportunities in every market, even on the down market.
Absolutely. And crazy as it sounds, this is really not a down market. This is what we call a normal market. There's just so many agents that aren't used to it, because they've only been in, like you, for 3 years or 4 years, and it's been insane the last 3 or 4 years. That's been an abnormal market. We've just come back to normality now, right? So I love the fact that you talk about positivity, Lisa, and you talk about, as parents, I have 5 kids, you guys have 4 kids. What do we teach our kids? We teach them that their friends matter, right? Their associations matter. Who you hang around with matters. So that's the conversation I'm having with a lot of my newer agents is if you're around people that are talking, down and making it seem like it's, you're not going to make it next year, you need to get new friends. Sometimes the power of disassociation is more important than association. So I really love that.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely try to hone in on that. We just had a conversation last night we had a little family talk, and we talked about that, and even our kids being a representation of us. People know them. You have to be, a good person. You have to be positive, be a friend too. And we say the same thing, be a good friend, be genuine. These kids are going through so many things that we don't go through. And the power of social media, I mean, they're firsthand. They have that phone all the time, you know. And it's just about, surrounding yourself with positive, good things, inspiring, motivating, because it's with anything, even in real estate. I can want it for you, but you got to want it. At the end of the day, in this business, you got to make it happen for yourself. No one's going to give you leads. Even if you have a broker giving you leads, you still got to work them. You got to nurture them. You got to convert them. You got to put in the work. It requires work. I think that's the biggest thing. People think it's easy. No, I mean, we make it look easy, but we work.
Yeah. People say you're so lucky, and you say, yeah, the harder I work, the luckier I get. Right? Well, give us anything else. And guys, I think this will be a great opportunity. We're a half hour into our first session tonight. Lisa and Jason are, crushing it down there in Southern Texas. If any of you have questions, there is a way, I believe, Samantha, for people to click on a little button down there and raise their hand, or you can just unmute your microphone and feel free to ask any questions. I'm sure that they would be honored to answer your questions, right, Lisa and Jason?
Yep.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I also, your comment, Lisa, it's just mindset, right? To me, it's like, right now is that the quote it's never more apropos than right now. And that is winners never quit, right? And quitters never win, right? And it's just a fact of life. And so to me, real estate's like any other business, an entrepreneurial business. And if you're not willing to put at least a 5-year emotional commitment towards your craft, then you shouldn't have gotten in it in the first place. If this was going to be a toe dipping experience for you and just test the waters, this was probably the wrong career for those kind of people. But I can tell that both you and Jason are in it to win it for the long haul. You're not here to get rich quick. This is a sustainable business that you will probably bring at least one or two of your children into when they get to that age. So, and I love the fact that you can turn it into that. What's that, Jason?
We're already talking about our son getting his license when he turns 18 to help us as a buyer's agent.
I love it. That's fantastic.
Be 18 in February.
Yep.
All right. Well,
All
right. He can start studying for the exam right now.
Yep.
That's exciting. I think is anybody asking a question? I see a couple people.
Yes.
But
so we usually partner up with different people for our home buyer classes. We'll alternate. We'll have a homeowner's insurance rep come sponsor. Then we'll have a home warranty company, an inspector. And then, of course, we have the same lender every month. But I think it's super important that we involve them because they're part of the process. We go through the whole process, what it takes to become a homeowner, your credit, your income, what type of loan. And then even when you do start purchasing or go through the process, who's a part of your team? Part of your team is your, home inspector, your insurance rep, your title company, your lender, and your realtor. So there's 5 of us.
I love important. That. You guys probably experienced this like we did in Arizona, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe even 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, lenders were, talking a little bit out of both sides of their mouth, some of them, because they were talking about how they're going to serve all the real estate agents, but in fact, they're spending all their time doing refis, right? It's amazing how good lenders have changed their tune with the interest rates that have gone up. And your point is so valid that you've got to find great affiliate partners that are hungry like you. And right now, there's a lot of really hungry lenders that are willing to bend over backwards, put their money on the line, just like, you know, your lender is doing for you. So I hope everybody's catching that you've got to surround yourself with good quality people that are involved in this industry, particularly your lender and your title, obviously.
Yeah, especially right now in this industry or where the market is, you have to be tied to the hip with a good lender. You know, these people are having so many questions regarding their loan, regarding their payments, regarding every little thing. Like I can call my lender right now and she'll hop on the call with us. Like she answers my calls, she answers my texts any time of day.
That's a great lender. It's a great
Yep.
partner. Very good. Anything else you guys want to add?
Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Try to go to conferences. We make it a point to go to EXPCon every year. Shareholders. We make it a point to be. We attended Tony Robbins' event. That was a huge mindset change for me in particular. Brent Gove, man. There's so many good motivational speakers out there also, but for sure, you want to stay plugged in. You, like Lisa said, it's very important to surround yourself with the good, positive, honest people, and stay consistent. I can't stress that enough. You got to stay consistent. And right now, we're going back to the basics. You know, I mean, we're sending out our love letters. We're making our phone calls every day. You know, we're showing up to network events. You know, every chance that we get on our free time. So you got to be consistent. You got to stay involved. And just never quit.
Yeah, just love on your people.
Yep.
Love
on your people. That's right. You take care of your people, they'll take care of you. Lisa, you said something that also really inspired me, and I've always, you know, subscribed to that philosophy that leaders are readers. You know, and I'd love to know maybe the last couple of good books that you and Jason have read.
Oh gosh. Atomic Habits. We just read
I
that
love
one.
that book. So
I just did the conversion code with the Girls with Grit, which is mind blown. Chris is amazing. Of course, I'm also very, like I said, I'm a spiritual person. So I think part of that positivity is, you know, believing in God's word and believing in his promises for you and your life. So I think that's a major one.
Doesn't matter what religion you are. To me, the New Testament is the best business blueprint ever written, period. Hard stop.
Absolutely.
It is a great, great book for business. Yeah, I love that. Great books. I appreciate you sharing that. A lot of real estate agents, especially newer ones, don't realize that, you know, you might call yourself a realtor or a real estate agent, but you're really a leader, right? John Maxwell reminds us all the time that leadership is just one word: influence. And if you don't have that influence in your community, it's because you're just not doing the work. You know, you're hiding from it. You're being, like you said, that secret agent instead of that real estate agent. So it's all about influence. And Jason, spot on. You know, how are we ever going to attract higher quality clients, more affluent clients, if we're not improving our own attractiveness, not meaning our face and our hair, but our intellect, our mindset, our smile, our voice inflection, you know, great minds that have been poured into us. It's amazing how many people that I talk to, and I'm sure many of you have read the great classic of all times called Think and Grow Rich by Dr. Napoleon Hill. You know, it is I think he kind of stole it from the original Dr. Wallace Waters, the Science of Getting Rich, which was written around 1903 or 1908, something like that. But Think and Grow Rich, the first 4 words of that book: truly, comma, thoughts are things, right? So it's what we are thinking about. It's what we're putting in our brain. It's who we're around, and the kind of stuff they're pouring into us. It's what we are doing with that stupid television. You know, I always say that if that television starts spitting out Benjamins, I'll start watching it. But until it starts spitting out Benjamins, it's a waste of my time.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I agree. I don't watch too much television either. Very little.
Very good. Well, anybody have any comments or questions? This is your opportunity to tap into two very talented people. And I love seeing married couples work in the business. I kind of coaxed my new bride to get her real estate license here a few months ago. And so we just closed our first deal together here in Idaho Falls, a brand new home. And matter of fact, it was, if you guys would just humor me for just a second, literally, we just got this text from them. They moved here from California, and their names are, well, I probably shouldn't share. Oh gosh, I sent out a text, so there's a million. I got to scroll down here, but anyway, they just sent us a text today, and where is it? I'll just give you the long and short. Oh, here it is. They said, hey guys, welcome back to the frozen tundra. Now that you're getting, I just got back from Playa del Carmen like 3 days ago, and it was like, 85 degrees for 2 weeks. Now that you're home and settled, getting settled, and we are seeing less and less boxes daily, we'd love to have you over to officially meet you. Would Thursday the 15th or Monday the 19th work for you guys? Anytime after 5 p.m. If not, we can throw out more dates for you guys. I love that. That just makes my heart swell. That's the beauty of being a real estate agent, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And Jason, you said it too. I mean, I'm not going to knock Keller Williams because they're one of the greatest real estate companies that has ever, blessed humanity. But I really felt towards the end of my career there that Gary Keller was putting way too much money and way too much importance on technology. Coming out with his own cloud and, Kelly and all this other stuff. And to me, it was really taking us off course because we forgot that real estate is not about technology. Real estate is all about relationships. And, here you are coming off an oil rig, hopping on Facebook to all your tribe, these relationships that you've built, and boom, 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 organically, the deals start coming in. So you've proven that relationships are absolutely the most important thing that we can focus on as real estate agents.
Yes. Yep. I think that's my biggest strength. That's my strongest strength, the relationships and the relatability that I have with
And he just shared his story.
Yeah.
That's like you said, be relatable and be honest. We're all going through something. We all struggle at times. He just shared his story, like, hey, I just got laid off. Like, I need your help. Now I'm selling real estate, and he was showing up every day working, and the leads started coming.
Yep.
There's another biblical point right there. Ask. How many agents are too prideful? They're too prideful. They'd rather quit than ask for help. But you asked for help, and the doors were open, and it started pouring in. But it wasn't because you asked. It was because of your authenticity, your realness. People could tell that you were genuine. I'm a big fan of Brene Brown. I don't know if you guys are big fans of her. She's down there in Texas too, but I love everything she writes. If you guys haven't ever read Brene Brown, you definitely need to subscribe to her stuff. She is amazing. Well, Lisa and Jason, you guys have been amazing. This has inspired me. If anybody else didn't get anything out of our conversation, I sure as heck did. And I will leave a better person because of your influence. I really appreciate your leadership, your dedication, your example. It comes through, shining through both of you. And so thank you for taking time out of your busy real estate schedule that you literally were just working the real estate business to do this Big Win Wednesday tonight. We really appreciate you. We'll give it just a couple minutes. If anybody wants to throw out some gratitude, I love people that have an attitude of gratitude. So if nothing else, please share a little gratitude to this wonderful couple that has just taken time out of their schedule to pour into each one of us. Would you? That would be great. Rhonda, you can go ahead and unmute if you have a question, or is that just a clap?
Well, it's a raised hand. Just thanks very much for all of this, you guys. I literally just emailed my lender saying, hey, we need to talk for the new year to do some first-time home buyer seminars. So thanks very much.
Yeah.
Love
awesome.
Be consistent with it.
Yeah, I mean, the first month we had 0, then 2, 5, 10, and just keep doing it. Even though nobody shows up, keep doing it.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks very much.
Can I ask you real quick on that, Lisa? Do you guys do anything special in terms of passing out flyers at apartment complexes or anything to get the word out to folks? Or do you have Facebook groups?
What I've learned is we of course we invite everybody on Facebook, but what I've learned is to really get people there, you want to personally invite them. So I like to send them a message only to them, or a phone call inviting them myself. And I notice that works a lot better than just posting it freely on Facebook. But we do both. But I do notice the personal invite is the way to go.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. You got to have that human touch.
Yep.
Very good. Pat, looks like you might have a question. Fire it away.
Thanks very much, Tony, and thank you both very much for giving us what you have over the last hour. Do you do anything with veterans and VA loans? Seeing that you're doing something special for new home buyers, any way that you dive in to try and help veterans? Seeing that it's sometimes found money out there and they don't realize that they can own their own home, and over again. Do you ever work with veterans that way?
We have worked with veterans. We're not specifically targeting veterans, but I will say that's one of our, common buyer down here, because we're in a coastal area. We have the naval base here locally in Corpus also. So it's very common to have a lot of VA buyers down here. And again, for the VA, again, through our social media, we kind of have a little rhythm going. Okay, today we're going to market this niche or whatever. And our veterans too, a lot of them don't understand that they can use it twice, their VA loan twice. We had one this year that we closed. He was 64 years old, and he said, I remember hearing VA loan all the time, but I just never knew what it was or nothing. He's like, so I finally called, and they're like, oh yeah, you have a VA loan. You could buy a home with zero money down.
We actually had an idea to do the first time home buyer seminar and only invite VA, right? Because you hit. I mean, it's very true. A lot of them don't know they have the benefit, and they don't know the details.
Yep.
So that's something that we're probably going to add to our repertoire in 2023, is doing specific classes just for VA first time home buyers. That's a great idea. I encourage everyone to do that. Yep.
Very cool. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Jason. And thank you, Tony. Yeah, I'm going to try it up here too. I mean, that's just a gift that keeps on giving for them and for us.
Yeah.
It's just 100% money just sitting out there. You can't beat that. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Anybody else? We're going to take a little break here, intermission. Is that Daniel?
That's me. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Lisa and Jason, thank you so much for all the nuggets you guys shared. I mean, it's phenomenal what you guys are doing out there, the tremendous work. It's not easy. It's definitely a lot of work out there, and thanks for just putting out there how involved you have to be in order to grow as that realtor. And it's all about branding you and people coming to you because they know you're providing that value for them. So Thank you so much for sharing this evening.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Love it. Anybody else? Sasha, are you there?
Absolutely, sir.
I think you're session 2, right?
That's correct.
Awesome. I can't wait to see your presentation and hear your kind of your viewpoint of this incredible brokerage we call eXp Realty. So thank you for sharing your talents tonight as well. We'll be keying you up here in just about 12 minutes or so.
Awesome.
Well, Lisa, Jason, you guys rocked the house tonight. Thank you for stopping your car and pulling over and doing this mobile Zoom. It was perfect. It came through great. The technology worked. So that was really nice. Any final comments that you guys want to share as we go into our little bit of an intermission here?
Yeah, don't wait for January 1st to start. Start right now. Yep.
I love it.
Right now. Yep, start planning your first quarter for 2023. We already have some great stuff coming up, but we're starting right now. We're gonna be off Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and we're gonna start hitting. I mean, that's it. But we're working every single other day because we have goals, and we take those goals. That goal setting serious, and you have to set goals for your business, and of course have a plan.
Love it. You guys are hungry.
Yeah.
You're hungry. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to both of you. And there's no doubt 4x Icon is right around the corner. So congratulations to both of you. And thank you for sharing your gifts and talents.
Thank you,
Thank you
Tony.
for having us, Tony.